Chapter 38, verse 6. This actually happened at an earlier time in Jeremiah's ministry. They took Jeremiah and cast him into the cistern of Malchiah, the king's son, which was in the court of the guard, and letting Jeremiah down by ropes. There was no water in the cistern, but only mud, and Jeremiah sank in the mud. Wow, that sounds kind of discouraging, doesn't it? Well, it didn't get a lot better toward the end. It was true, according to the message of God, the message that Jeremiah had delivered to those rebellious people. Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came, brought his army. They destroyed Jerusalem. And after they destroyed Jerusalem, there was a remnant left there in Judah and Jerusalem. One of those in the remnant was Jeremiah the prophet. And so all the people who had been rebels against him and God came to him and said, "Tell us what God's will is, and we will do it." And it's really interesting. Jeremiah came back with God's message and said, God's message is really simple. Don't go to Egypt. Well, they'd already made up their mind they were going to go to Egypt. And so in Jeremiah 43, they said, no, we're going to Egypt. And actually, they kidnapped Jeremiah and took him with them, as far as I can read the text. Well, he was in Egypt just a few years, and according to Jewish tradition, this isn't in the Bible, but according to Jewish tradition, those rebellious Jews stoned Jeremiah to death while he was with them there in Egypt, because he continued to confront them about their rebellion. In fact, he said that Nebuchadnezzar was also going to attack Egypt, and they would be victims there also. And finally, about the age of 70, he's stoned to death, as far as we can tell, according to a tradition. So, big question. What do we make of God's promises to Jeremiah?